How we look?
Huh?
How we look?
I don't know. I can't see it either.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name's Ricky. This is Brendan. Together, ETFW.
You're saying I did it again. I just did some DX bullshit. I don't know what the
I don't know what that was. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name's Ricky. This is Brendan. Together we're ETFW, and it's been a minute. So it's obviously been a long time since we've uploaded any content or any actually paranormal content, for the matter of fact. It's probably been almost a year since I last did an investigation, but more since you last did an investigation. Probably close to like a good almost, I don't know, year and a half maybe,
We
or
were like in the heart of COVID last time we did it.
a long time ago. We're at a location today called JC Slaughter Falls. I'm sure if you're familiar with Queensland, you probably know the area, you've probably heard of the area and some of the dark and terrible things and unexplained paranormal happenings that have happened here.
Yeah.
We're at a particular spot right now called the Simpsons Falls barbecue area. We're going to touch more in the history in a moment, but
It's Phil. Go on.
I thought I heard voices. I was like,
Well, you did hear voices.
I did hear voices. I was
But I heard them too.
because there's a bush turkey, but I was like, bush turkey.
He's doing the fuck.
We have to do it incognito. You know what though? Like, is it weird for two guys to have a camera set up in the bush?
Yes.
As we were saying, we're at a location called the Simpsons Falls barbecue area. This spot in particular, though it's attached to JC Slaughter Falls, has its own dark history and past, which we're going to touch on all in a moment. Essentially, we're here during the day, or during the arvo a little bit, just to be able to show you guys the area, show you guys around, because we are going to be coming back at night and doing an investigation here. But I mean, at night, you guys aren't going to be able to see anything.
What's going on?
So we're going to throw up a little bit of B-roll on the screen, show you guys around the area, and then we're going to come back when the sun's down, jump into an investigation. As usual here in the history, it's a pretty creepy story that happened here.
Oh, it's a dark story. Like, it's
Terrible.
Because that's what it goes back to me. Like, you know, Netflix have all these shows about like serial killers and like
Yeah.
psychotic, and like this one is literally one of those.
It could be like a TV show.
Yeah, like it's dark. This whole
the whole area.
has a lot of dark history to it.
We got some cool new methods, cool new things to test out, cool new things to try. And with that said, hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do anytime throughout, be sure to go down, drop it a like, give us a comment, and if you are new here, feel free to hit the sub button. With that said, let's jump into the video. Peace. This is the story of Cecelia Josephine Miller. November 17, 1927. Cecelia and her fiance Reginald were enjoying what she thought would be a quiet, peaceful drive through Mt Coot-Tha and the surrounding areas. Aged only 20 years old, Cecelia had her entire life ahead of her. She was deeply in love with Reginald, soon to be married to him, and otherwise living a happy life. But unfortunately for Cecelia, her story doesn't have a happy ending. Police found her body located near Simpsons Road in the parklands bordering JC Slaughter Falls with a single gunshot to her head. Her fiance Reginald, about 100 yards away, wounded and poisoned with a bottle of Lysol nearby. And this is where our story begins. When police questioned Reginald, he told them the last thing that he remembered of the night before was sitting on the sideboard of the car. According to Reginald, he suddenly felt a cloud come over his mind. The next thing that he remembered was looking at Cecelia's body. Police concluded that Reginald had shot Cecelia and walked 100 yards away and attempted to take his own life, however failed. Alrighty guys, so as we mentioned a little bit earlier, we did want to wait till the sun goes down before we start an investigation. We are at not the exact location, but as close as we can possibly get to where Cecelia and Reginald pulled up in 1927 and where that whole incident unfolded.
Well, that's the thing. It's either exactly where we are right now, or it's across the road. Because in that map orientation, I
thought
think
there was a spider on your head, but it's not. There's a small, like...
Yeah, because if you look at the map, I think it's flipped upside down.
Spider web on me, man. Like, I'm getting attacked, man. to our knowledge, this is probably the closest spot that we're going to get.
Yeah, at the very least, we can say we're in the
vicinity.
The general vicinity of it. I'd say within 50 meters of where we're standing right now is where the murder took place.
So basically, we're going to jump into an investigation. We're going to try to see if we can contact Cecelia herself, because as you guys heard in the history, there are a bunch of stories and a bunch of things that have happened throughout this entire area, not just this location.
It's a dark spot.
It's a dark spot. We're talking about murders, suicides, all sorts of things, and plus, that's just what we know of. This is things that could possibly have happened before documentation has happened here.
Or even since that hasn't been busted.
Yeah. So we really don't know what we're going to encounter tonight. We don't know who we're going to encounter tonight. But the goal is to make contact with Cecelia, find out what happened that night, find out why she was murdered, if she even knows.
Yeah.
And maybe uncover a little bit more about her story and bring that story to you guys, because I'm sure she wants to tell people, maybe her family, her friends, her loved ones,
nearly
what happened.
Nearly 100 years where she wouldn't have been out. Like, it was a very abrupt ending for her that she wouldn't have known it
Exactly.
happened.
And who knows? I don't know how many people have tried to make contact with her. For all we know, this could be a first.
Could be.
Alrighty, guys. With that said, we're going to set up an investigation, jump into it, see what we can pick up, and let's go from there.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. We're trying to contact the spirit of Cecelia. We know there's other spirits around in this area. We very well know that we might end up contacting someone or something else. But the goal tonight is to contact Cecelia, find out a little bit more about her, and find out a little bit more about the story and about what happened to her. To any spirits that are here, my name is Ricky. I'm here with my friend Brendan. We'd like to make contact with you, and we invite you to communicate to us. We'd like to just know a little bit more about you and a little bit more about your story. We both mean absolutely no harm, and we'd just like to communicate. We'd like to know, is the spirit of Cecelia here? Cecelia, if you're here with us and you'd like to communicate, are you able to move both these rods in my hand and cross them over in front of my body for me? Again, we both mean no harm. We'd just like to know your story, perhaps to be able to share your story. You able to cross the rods for me?
Yeah, they're crossing.
Cecelia, was it the year in 1927 in which you were murdered here? If so, are you able to cross the rods to my left for me? Push both rods over to my left-hand side. Have to move a little bit.
Yeah, but the rods didn't even change when you moved. Like,
barely.
Goes to show how much effort actually goes into moving. Like,
You feel them vibrating.
yeah, I can say.
Cecelia, if you were murdered here in 1927 from your boyfriend Reginald, are you able to push both these rods over to my left-hand side? What the f am I hearing?
Well, I'm hearing a lot of here.
Cecelia, thank you for, I guess, confirming that it's you we're speaking to. Cecelia, we have other methods to communicate tonight. Would you be comfortable in having a conversation with us? Would you be comfortable in sharing your story? If so, are you able to point both these rods to my right-hand side? Again, Cecelia, we both mean you absolutely no harm. We're only here to find out more about you and give you an opportunity to tell people a little bit more about yourself and share your story. So if you're able to point both rods to my right hand side, if you'd be happy to share your story with us and everyone watching, point the rods to the right hand side. It's like she's very hesitant.
Yeah, she does. I mean,
she's here.
I honestly reckon, the vibe I'm getting. It's kind of like,
yeah,
like this isn't a regular thing. Like someone coming to talk to
yeah.
her. So she's probably a little
unsure.
off guard and a bit like,
Now, like, imagine if no one had spoken to you for 100 years. You'd be out of practice. You'd be a bit.
It feels like really hot too. Like, I don't know if you can see it. Damn Band-Aid. Like, I feel like I'm sweating.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's not hot tonight. Then we try a couple different methods to go from there.
Yeah, I can do that.
Alrighty guys, so as you can see on the second camera, we're going to try to mix things up a little bit. I know it's been like 2 years we've been reading the comments of people saying, can you make something to hold the pendulum, to hold the dowsing rods, and to hold other bits of equipment? Because we've obviously spoke about it too, as there could be an element of manipulation subconsciously, that calling them spirit hands, I guess you could say, the idea is kind of...
Spirit hands, like...
Doesn't matter, we're calling them the spirit hands. The idea with it is as well, because we thought of other methods like wooden blocks, things like that, but this has more of a personal connection, I guess you could say.
Because they're actual hands that they can... Like, in our logic was that they're hands that the spirit can kind of interact with and... And
gives a bit of a human touch to it.
Yeah, rather than just an inanimate block, it's something that's a little bit nicer for them.
So this is the very first time we've used them. I was actually scared to test them in my room, because when I built them, this is no joke, I didn't want to like possess my room or something, so I never actually tested them. This is the first time we've set it up. So with that said, we've got the pendulum board going. We've got a second hand as well for dowsing rod setup, but we're going to start off with the actual pendulum, see if we can communicate as well with Cecelia. We do know she's here. She said that she's here. She's
not super talkative though.
She's quiet.
So hopefully
she's shy.
Hopefully,
I don't blame her.
Yeah, but hopefully this will, entice her out a bit more.
Alrighty. We've got a second camera set up so you guys can see at all times what's going on the pendulum board. And I think let's start asking some questions. Let's see what we get.
So
if there are any spirits here, are you able to communicate with us through this pendulum board? Again, Cecelia, if you're here, are you able to swing the pendulum to any of the corresponding letters, words, or anything on the board to let us know that you're here? You could start off with a simple yes or no. Cecelia, if you're here with us, can you let us know by swinging the pendulum to yes or no? Again, you have nothing to fear. No reason to be afraid of us. If you're here with us, are you able to swing the pendulum to yes or no? Let us know that you're here. This is all, like, you're seeing this in real time. This is the first time we've tried this as well, so you can see there's nothing interfering, and this is how we've been operating since day one. What you guys see is what you guys get. If we wanted to, we could be these like fake YouTubers and start making it swing all over the place, but that's just not what we're doing. You guys can see clearly, like, there is nothing interacting with this. It's been dead still the whole time. We don't have any tricks or anything up our sleeves. Like, what you guys see is what you guys get.
And before anyone says something about like the phone is doing something weird, it's literally just a counterweight.
Just counterweight, yeah. Again, if there are any spirits here, anything at all, we invite you to communicate. We invite you to speak to us. Are you able to swing this pendulum? Put your energy into this pendulum. Swing it to yes or no. Let us know if you're here. Let us know if you'd like to communicate. All we'd like to do is share your story, find out more about you. Even if you'd just like to give us a couple of answers, that's fine. We know that you're here, Cecelia. We know that you spoke to us earlier. We know you might be shy and that what happened to you was a horrible thing, but you have nothing to fear from Brendan and I. We're simply storytellers here to share what you have to share with us, what you have to tell us.
That's why I moved the mic.
Dude, that was... What the f*** Dude, you scared the fuck out of me.
No, because you went, like you did the...
Dude, I'm on edge, man.
With your nose, you scared the fuck out
Tried
of
to
me.
record as quick as possible, but that sounded like a body being thrown out a tree.
No, but you're not, you know how you breathe just then to
Yeah,
clear your
yeah.
nose? You scared the
Yeah,
out of
me.
Bro, did you get me on camera jumping?
Yeah.
You scared the out of me, man.
I literally, guys, I tried to grab the camera as quick as possible, but like it actually sounded like something just got thrown out a tree.
Yeah, like it sounded like one of the big ass branches snapped off.
It's got to be like a possum or something, or a bush turkey.
How buff is the possum? Like it sounded like I don't know how.
Sounded like
I don't know how half a tree
the
falls
possum
over.
was doing the chin up with another possum on its back, and it was so yoked that the branch broke.
That's Jack possum, bro. Australian possums don't around, man. Look at them go. They're so sus. They're watching. They're watching, bro.
If we don't look sus right now, then I don't know what else is.
Bro,
like,
if cops don't rock
no
up,
one
then
else
like,
is
it's
doing
gone.
this. So basically, yeah, what we've got set up is the 2-hand method with the double dowsing rods. Let's see what happens with this. I'm curious to see if this works.
Yeah.
Already, like Brendan said, we're dealing with a shy spirit at the moment. Cecelia, or if it was even her, it says it was her.
Yeah.
But from what we gather, she's quite shy. She hasn't really responded even when we were holding the rods. So let's give this method a quick go, ask a couple of questions and see what we get.
Yeah.
Again, we're showing you guys everything. This is the first time we've used any of these methods. You know, what you see is what you get.
But a lot of the times we try stuff and we try it off camera, so we figured why not? Let's just do it on camera
Exactly.
this time for a change.
And I mean, yeah, like I said, you know, we could be showing these things doing 360s and cartwheels and doing handstands, but
If it does, I'm running.
you guys are literally getting, you guys are literally seeing, you know, what you're seeing is what you're getting. And
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, if they move, they move. If not, then we'll see.
Yeah.
Again, if there are any spirits here, or if the spirit of Cecelia is still here, and you would like to communicate with us, you'd like to talk to us, you'd still like to share your story with us, we have these dowsing rods set up, which you could put your energy into and manipulate the position of them, move them. If you're here with us and you'd like to speak, are you able to cross them in front of us for us? If
What?
you're here and you'd like to communicate, are you able to cross the rods over, one over each other? This is where we decided to conclude our investigation. Whichever spirit we made contact with, whether Cecelia or someone else, we felt as if they were shy and nervous to make contact with us. We'll continue to bring and implement new elements into our investigations, but as we've said in the past, sometimes you go to a location and it can be extremely active, and sometimes not. We decided to cleanse off by smudging before calling it a night. We hope you all enjoyed this video regardless, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Biggest smudge. This was like, I think like 3 times longer when we first got it. Like
Yeah.
it was huge. Supposedly supposed to ward off any like lingering spirits or evil spirits or whatever.
Like, we always like to crack jokes and have a laugh at the end of an investigation.
Yeah, we don't take things too serious.
Yeah, this is how nothing, I guess, follows us home. Like, you guys can see the size of this smudging stick already. We literally have done this since day one. I was gonna say make my pews so nice, but there aren't any.
No.
I'm like a Brazilian. Every time we smudge, it instantly the energy feels lighter. Even the craziest places we've been to, how freaky it's been, how scared we've been, you could be in Willy Wonka's factory. Like, there is zero fear. So yeah, this is quite literally,
This is at the end of every
this
episode.
is every episode.
Every single time we finish doing something. And we get blessed. I think you even did the car a few times as well.
We've done the car, yeah.
We've done the car. You gotta show them how we put it out though as well, because it's one of the funny parts too as well. That's how it's lasted so long. You
So-
That's gonna last us another 2 seasons.
And that's how we stay blessed, people.